Have you ever heard of a festival so massive it can actually be seen from space? Well, we're about to dive into one. It's called the Kumbh Mela. But, beyond the unbelievable number of people, there's this hidden, incredible mechanism at play, a kind of cosmic clockwork that decides exactly when and where millions of people will gather. And it's all timed to the dance of the planets.
And when I say massive, I am not kidding. To give you some perspective, check out this number, 2.5 million. That was the estimated number of people at a single Kumbh Mela, way back in 1796. Let that sink in for a second. This isn't some new phenomenon. We're talking about a tradition that goes back centuries, maybe even thousands of years.
So, you gotta wonder, right? How in the world do you organize something that enormous, that ancient? What's the secret? What invisible force or cosmic signal tells millions of people, okay, it's time? That's the mystery we're gonna unravel today.
To really get the timing, we have to start with the why. And the why doesn't begin here on Earth. Nope, it starts in the realm of mythology, with this epic divine battle for the ultimate prize, a pot of immortal nectar. This story, this myth, is basically the spiritual gear in our cosmic clock.
The legend is called the Samudra Manthan, the churning of the ocean. So the story goes, the gods and demons actually worked together for a bit, churning this cosmic ocean to get their hands on Amrita, the nectar of immortality. When the kumbh, or pot, of this stuff finally appeared, all bets were off and a massive fight broke out. Now here's the really crucial part. This celestial brawl lasted for 12 times divine days, and what does that translate to in our time? 12 human years. And during this chase, 4 precious drops of that nectar fell from the heavens and landed right here on Earth, making those 4 spots sacred forever.
And here they are. These are the 4 sacred sites: Prayagraj, Haridwar, Ujjain, and Nashik. So these aren't just random places on a map. They are the exact spots where myth says a drop of immortality touched the earth, setting the stage for everything that was to come.
Okay, so we've got the why from the mythology. Now let's get into the astronomical when. This is where it gets really mind-blowing, because this is where that divine clock from the story syncs up perfectly with the actual cosmic clock of our solar system, and it all centers on one massive celestial player, Jupiter.
So to understand this, we need to know this one key term, the sidereal revolution. Now don't worry, it sounds complicated, but it's pretty straightforward. It's just a super precise way of measuring a planet's year, not based on us here on Earth, but based on its position relative to the distant stars. For Earth, it's 365 days, but for a giant like Jupiter, that cycle is way bigger. And that grand cycle, it's the mainspring that makes the whole Kumbh Mela clock tick.
And here it is. This is the magic number. It takes Jupiter 11.86 years to make one full trip around the sun. In Hindu tradition, that's rounded up to a nice clean 12 years. Now remember those 12 divine days of battle from the myth? See, this is it. This is the moment where the ancient story and modern astronomy just click together perfectly. The entire festival is literally timed to the slow, majestic waltz of Jupiter across the sky.
And it's no accident that it's Jupiter. In Vedic cosmology, which is this ancient Hindu system of astronomy, Jupiter is known as Guru. It means teacher, the one who brings light and wisdom and gets rid of ignorance. So it makes perfect sense, doesn't it? The celestial teacher is the one guiding the schedule for this incredible spiritual event.
So that 12-year cycle is the fundamental building block. You have a full Kumbh Mela at each of the 4 spots about every 12 years. Then you've got the Ard Kumbh, or half Kumbh, which happens every 6 years. But the big one, the rarest of them all, is the Mahakumbh, the Great Kumbh. That only happens once every 144 years. That's a full 12 cycles of 12. Absolutely amazing.
All right, so we've got the sacred locations from the myth, and we've got the cosmic timing from Jupiter's orbit. Now let's put these 2 pieces of the puzzle together. This is where heaven and earth literally line up. Because it turns out, specific planetary alignments are what activate each of these sacred sites. And the precision here is just, wow. It's not enough for Jupiter to just be hanging out in the sky. For the Mela to happen, Jupiter has to be in a very specific zodiac sign, and often in a special alignment with the sun and moon. For example, you can see here, for the festival at Haridwar, Jupiter needs to be in Aquarius while the sun is in Aries. And then look at Prayagraj. That one's even more specific. It needs Jupiter, the sun, and the moon to all be in the right place. It's like each of these 4 sacred sites has its own unique celestial key to unlock the festival.
And get this isn't some New Age interpretation. This comes directly from ancient texts like the Skanda Purana. This quote right here lays out the exact cosmic recipe for the Mela at Prayagraj, clear as day. It's basically an ancient algorithm written in the stars.
So for that great Mahakumbh, the one that only comes around every 1444 years, the alignment has to be even rarer. It only happens at Prayagraj, and it requires this incredibly specific setup. Jupiter has to be in Taurus, while the Sun and Moon are in Capricorn. I mean, for most people, this is a spiritual event you might get only one chance to see in your entire lifetime.
Okay, so now that we get the divine story and the cosmic math behind it, let's just take a minute to appreciate the incredible history here. I mean, how do we even know this has been going on for so long? Well, it turns out this festival has left its footprints all the way through our historical records.
The evidence is just fascinating. We've got accounts from as far back as the 7th century, from a Chinese traveler named Xuanzang describing the huge gathering. Fast forward to the 16th century, and it's being mentioned in both Hindu epics and official Mughal court records. That tells you this wasn't just a religious thing, it was a major cultural event recognized by everyone. Then we have the British accounts from 1796. And that super rare Mahakumbh, the last one was in 1881. And looking ahead, the next one, a truly historic event, is scheduled for 2025. This tradition has been watched and recorded by so many different cultures for well over 1,000 years.
You know, there's this profound quote from the Athar Veda, one of the oldest sacred texts of Hinduism, that I think just perfectly captures the whole idea. It says, "The kumbh, the vessel, isn't just a pot of nectar. It's a vessel that's placed upon time itself. It's a symbol for the entire universe, a way of seeing and marking time on a cosmic scale, not just a human one."
So, I'll leave you with this final thought. We live in a world of notifications, of seconds and minutes, of these fleeting digital moments. So what can we possibly learn from a tradition that doesn't use a clock on a wall, but instead measures time by the slow, grand 12-year journey of the biggest planet in our solar system? It really makes you stop and think, doesn't it? About our own relationship with time, with faith, and with this vast, amazing cosmos we're all a part of.